Hello, thanks for joining me for Samuel in Springtime. Today is Friday, May 21st, and this is the 21st chapter of the first book of Samuel. We have David having fled Saul on the warning of Jonathan with the arrows that he shot and the goodbye scene in the field there. So he flees and he goes to Nob. Nob is a place that is sort of ancestral home to Saul. So he would have been his a stronghold for King Saul politically. And he goes there to see the priest Ahimelech. There's Abimelech and Ahimelech. This is Ahimelech. Ahimelech came trembling to meet David. Of course, David's all by himself. Why is that? The king's best warrior all by himself. So he asks him, and David lies. I think he lies to cover up his tracks because he's concerned that he will be informed upon to King Saul. So he says, I am here and I need some bread for my young men that are with me, to bring bread to some young men. And he says, the only bread we have is the holy bread, and you have to be, pure or something to take the holy bread. And David said, oh yeah, we're all pure. We can take the holy bread. So then he lies twice. He's like, I'm thinking he's not so pure. He's just kind of there to get some food. And then he asks, do you have a sword? And lo and behold, Ahimelech is keeping the sword of Goliath. Now that should belong to David anyway, because even Ahimelech says to him, we had the sword of Goliath, the man that you slew. So here it is. And he's, oh, that's a good sword. Give it to me. So he takes the sword. Apparently he's bigger now and he can carry a heavy sword. And then he flees from there, having replenished himself and having armed himself properly. He continues on his journey to Gath. And when he gets to Gath, the servants of King Achish, however we pronounce it, King Achish, they scare him because they say, oh, Saul has killed his thousands, and certainly David is 10,000. So David took these words to heart and was very much afraid of King Achish, however you pronounce his name. So he was afraid of him. So he decides he's going to act like a crazy man in front of him and scratched on the door and let drool come onto his beard. Just so he could protect himself, I suppose. And my favorite part of this story is, well, first of all, David's subterfuge is, exemplary here. He's our hero, and he's serious lying over and over again, and so easily too. But it's the king's the response, and it's almost like if Woody Allen wasn't such a creeper, I'd say Woody Allen, but a scene from one of those movies, right, where he goes, look at this man. He's mad. Do I lack madmen? Why do you bring this man to me? Do I lack madmen? I love it. It's like humor, I think. It's observational. It's like, maybe it's a Jerry Seinfeld. You brought this madman to me. Do I lack for madmen? I mean, is it something I need? Is crazy people? And you brought this fellow in to play the madman in my presence? Shall this fellow come into my house? And so he kind of gets dismissed by the king, and that's, I think, what David was going for anyway. But I love his rhetoric in here. It's a rhetorical question. Do I lack for madmen? And the answer is probably not. And so there you have it. There's chapter 21. David is continuing to flee, but has lied to the priest at Nob to get himself some holy bread and a sword, and then he moves on to Gath, where he pretends that he is insane. This is not turning out to be the kind of journey I think that David would want to have. But we come full circle, so stay tuned.